What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Okay, listen, you guys. I have got to go and get ready to go out tonight. I have yet to beat my face. It doesn't take much, but still, your girl's got to be on points. Okay. So this is going to be a real quick video regarding the whole Kim Burrell and Azealia Banks situation. I'm going to try to knock them both out in one video. First and foremost, you guys know if you watch some of my earlier videos that I grew up in Pentecostal holiness, and I wore skirts only up until I was about 12 or 13. Doily on the head, the whole nine. And so I kind of grew up with this same rhetoric, but worse, that Kim Burrell was spewing on stage. Um, People were called sissies and bulldaggers and, faggots all over the pulpit. And even from a really, really young age, I always hated it. Like, I always had questions about it because I've never, ever, although people call me mean, I think they just confused my directness and my matter of factness for meanness. Um, but I've always been just a real super kind hearted person. Like I've always been that way. To the point where people always think I'm up to something. And it used to bother me to hear people being called out of their name, because to me that was a huge sin within itself, to um be so ugly and so hateful to someone, because in my own reading I had never ever seen Jesus do that. I've never ever seen Jesus or read about Jesus um being so hateful and so ugly to people. So I was just confused. um One of the great things about having my parents was that both of my parents are, my mom is a city mouth, my dad is a country mouth. My dad's a super kind hearted person, and he always taught us, no matter what, you lead with love and you lead with kindness. Anybody that would mistreat someone just because of their lifestyle, it says more about that individual than it does the person who's living the lifestyle. Something wrong with a man that will treat another man that way. And when he says man, he means human. Okay. Um, Same thing goes with my mom. My mom taught us, first and foremost, know the Bible yourself, have your own prayer life, have your own relationship with Christ. Okay. And so, although they did not believe that lifestyle, they didn't support that lifestyle, what they taught their children was, you always lead with love. Okay. And that is the thing that we have all collectively held on to. And it is the reason why I have nieces who are gay, that we love and accept no matter what. Um, Now, I 110% believe that Kim Burrell is wrong. I think she went about it in the wrong way. I do support her right to have her own faith, her own religion, and her belief. Okay? If you can have your own faith in your lifestyle, if you can have your own belief in your lifestyle, then she certainly can have her own faith and belief against it. What I have a problem with is when you run a fine tooth comb through what she says, it doesn't wash. And that is the conversation that we need to be having. Um, to me, that is the greater conversation. You want people to come out amongst them in terms of lifestyle, but you go out amongst them all the time to make money, to matriculate, which is why your argument doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up because everything that you are doing in this world, you are encountering gay, lesbian, and transgender people all the time. You may look at a male and think that this male is very, very handsome. He's got a great physique, and you may actually be looking at a woman. Same thing. A lot of these pastors, you may be driving down the street, you see a woman you think is amazingly beautiful. It might actually be a man. Okay? The person that delivers Cokes to the vending machine in the Family Life Center could possibly be a gay, a lesbian, a transgender individual. You drink them Cokes just fine though, right? Okay, the hair that you have on your head could have been wafted by a gay and lesbian and transgender individual, but you wear them no problem. No problem. Like, it's no way for you to separate yourself from the gay and lesbian and transgender community. It's no way. Which is why we are charged to lead with love. Which is why we need to have compassion and sympathy for all people, for all humans. Okay? In my opinion, and it is just an opinion, we all need to have a better way of speaking to each other and towards each other. Okay? Kim Burrell is wrong. Yes, it's hypocritical because you have profited from dealings with both gay and lesbian and transgender individuals continually, and therefore that makes it wrong. Okay? At the same time, to the gay and lesbian and transgender community, I know that you're upset. I know that you have been oppressed, mistreated over the pulpit for a very long time. I am against it. I think that it is wrong. But don't raise your voice and prove your argument. Okay? And what do I mean by that? I have heard this whole day Kim Burrell being called a bitch, a cunt, nappy headed hoe, a troll, a demon, everything but a child of God. What point does that serve exactly? I know you upset. Okay, you want to call this woman an old hag, dried up coochie, this, that, and the third, you know, black bitch and all that stuff. How you gonna cut Kim Burrell up in this manner and not cut me up too, and not cut your mama up too, and not cut your sister up too? How? How does that work? Because you're not talking about the issue at hand. You're talking about her looks. You're talking about her age. You're talking about her skin. You're talking about her hair. That ain't no different from what Young Thug did, in my opinion. How is washed up hoe different from ant or peasant? How? How is it different from perverted? No, no. Okay. Don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. It is the only way to combat this situation. All right? In my opinion, is to first and foremost, everybody needs to lead with love. If you're not leading with love, if you're not leading with empathy and compassion, be quiet. Hush. Don't speak about it. Don't speak about other people's lifestyle. Don't speak about other people's beliefs. Flat out, full on, period. That's just the way that it is. Okay? It's not right on either part, from either person. Because what we know is true amidst all of this belief, amidst all of this lifestyle choice, is that God always led with love, that Jesus always led with love. So now what we have is the true work of the enemy, which is all of this gnashing of teeth and biting and tearing of flesh. To the gay, lesbian, transgender community, uplift your own community. Okay? Speak positively in your own community. Stop this warring against each other. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And the way some of y'all come at each other ain't no better than what Kim Burrell has said about the whole lifestyle. It ain't no better. Some of the stuff, some of the vile, hateful stuff y'all spit at each other is no better, in my opinion. Okay? Some of the things you guys do to one another, no better. No better. You know, some of this salaciousness, you know, you the mother, you supposed to be the mother, supposed to be helping somebody and bringing them in, and you sucking their souls dry and using their young bodies. No better. No better. It don't help the cause, that's for sure. Kim Burrell was wrong. Kim Burrell should never have done that, especially since she matriculates and appropriates from the community. But at the same time, gay, lesbian, and transgenders, don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. What do you say to people who are against your lifestyle? You tired of talking about it? I understand that. But don't give up. Don't quit. You know, are we more upset with her because she's a hypocrite, or are we more upset with her because she don't agree with your lifestyle? Because make no mistake, tolerance is not acceptance. There's a ton of people that you encounter all day, every day that just tolerate. Just flat out, full on tolerate. They don't accept you. So is that what the problem is? That she shouldn't have never said it out loud? She should have kept it to herself? Or is it truly the fact that she's a hypocrite? Because there's a ton of hypocrites out there. Ton of hypocrites. Ton of them. Some of y'all buy their albums. Some of y'all eat at their restaurants. Chick-fil-A. Papa John's. I'm just saying. Don't mistake tolerance for acceptance. It's a lot of people out here who are just tolerating the gay and lesbian community. They don't accept you. They just tolerating you. You know, do a little experiment. Anybody, everybody, do a little experiment. Ask your mama and your father, would they support the gay and lesbian and transgender lifestyle if they didn't have a son or a daughter that was gay and lesbian and transgender? Ask them. Some of you guys are going to get yes, and that is the truth. And if your parents really, really are honest, some of you guys will get a no, and that's going to crush you. Me personally, I'd rather know. Or I can do the one thing that I can control, which is accept myself, accept my own lifestyle, deal with it, live with it. Tell others to accept themselves. Tell others to love themselves, and show them by example how to love themselves and how to accept themselves. All I can do is lead with kindness, love, kindness, compassion, and empathy. Because see, I can't change the Kim Burrells of this world. I realize that. And that really was brought home to me being with my grandparents down in Mississippi for this last couple of months. Every time my grandfather heard about somebody who was sick with stomach cancer or colon cancer, he attributed that cancer to anal sex. He talked all the time about Even between married couples, anal sex was a perversion. Even between married people. Like, I don't know why you got any business in married people's beds, but okay. And so I was once again put in this position where I can't be disrespectful. I won't be disrespectful. But at the same time, I want to educate. Okay. And so what I did was just say, hey, I don't agree. I don't think you have any business or any place in married people's beds. Flat out. Cancer of any sort has nothing to do with anal sex. Flat out. Just that's just not true. Okay. And it was a very, very telling moment because I had, up until this point, been in sort of this bubble in this world where everybody I knew just kind of knew that, and it was never talked about, or like it was never the elephant in the room until I went there, and it was an elephant in the room every day. And it hurt my heart when he said how much he loved Robin Roberts until he found out she was gay. I was just like, this is the dumbest. I don't even what the I. But listen, tolerance is not acceptance. Okay? So decide what it is you are most upset about. Decide what it is you have the biggest issue with. Like really, really boil it down and get to the grit of it, and then go to war against that thing. But you going to war against Kim Burrell and attacking her looks and her attire and her age and her vagina and her hair is really just a moot point. See, because if I say I love and care for all people, especially, moreover, my gay, lesbian, transgender family members and friends, I can't then have a beef with a person who is gay, lesbian, or transgender, and then I want to call them all kinds of faggots and whatever other vile, vulgar, horrid things humans say to other humans to bring them down a notch. I can't do that, because to do that to one person would be to insult everybody that I love. I'd like you guys to have the same respect for African American women. You find an African American woman that you got beef with, find an intelligent way to argue with that person or argue your point without going in on them, going in on that female, going in on that female's looks, that female's age, that female's genitalia. Like, what the? Don't raise your voice and prove your argument. See, because when we go into this place, it makes it all a wash. Makes it all a wash. Now, I've seen some YouTubers that have spoken very, very intelligently about it. James Caldwell did an excellent, excellent job speaking about it from a biblical perspective. He was absolutely right. I can tell he's he knows of the lifestyle, the church lifestyle, and that rhetoric. I can appreciate it, and I applaud him for that. Okay, but some of these other people that's out here, what I'm saying, dragging this lady for filth, and it's all about her physical appearance. Don't raise your voice and prove your argument. Likewise, Kim Burrell, you ain't got no heaven or hell to put nobody in. You don't. You're just a mere puny mortal. You're just human. And if God is not using you to spew love, he got a ton of people spewing hate. There's a ton of people sending people to hell in God's name. Where are the Mother Teresa's out here? I just another conversation. That's like another 30 minutes I don't have to give. My sister, you out of order. You out of order. By the way, I don't think she was backpedaling and pussy popping. Yeah, I just don't think so. I don't think so. I think she was overwhelmed with how many people was upset about it. I think she was in a little bit of tailspin, but I don't think she was backpedaling and pussy popping. She seemed like she stood up for what she said to me. It don't seem like she took none of it back. Um, and if that's what she really believes, she shouldn't have to take any of it back, in my opinion. I do think she should go over her her lifestyle, her own professional career with a fine tooth comb and a magnifying glass. And if she find that in any way that she is blameless, speak on, my dear, speak on. But I think you're gonna probably find that you have thrown stones and hidden your hands. I think you're gonna find that you might actually be the one that is sinning. See, you're not separate from amongst them, right? Anyway, let's talk about Azealia Banks real quick. I don't think Azealia Banks is a witch. I think Azealia Banks, in my humble opinion, is possessed. If you guys go back over several interviews, you will hear and see Azealia Banks randomly crying, speaking in a Caribbean dialect, speaking in a general African American dialect, speaking in a Latin Hispanic dialect. Azealia Banks is a whole lot of crazy in one person. She's a whole lot of different personalities, different energies. She's up, she's down, she's in, she's out, she's loud, she's quiet, she's black, she's white, she's light skinned. She's a whole bunch of different things. To me, that denotes possession. Now, you guys know how I feel about witchcraft. You know I believe it exists. And if I hadn't met a witch myself, I wouldn't say met, but if I hadn't encountered a witch myself, I wouldn't believe it either. Okay? But I do think there's a difference in being a practicing witch and being possessed. And if you look at that closet, you'll know she's possessed. You don't believe me? Believe the closet. That's all I got to say about this, y'all. That's it. I hope that I was as clear and as empathetic as I possibly could have been about this whole Kim Burrell situation. I want us to just really, really go over and recap real quick, three really important things. One, everybody has the right to believe whatever it is they want to believe and live whatever lifestyle that they want to live, whether it is a Christian, a Bible thumping Christian, or a flaming gay male. Okay? Two, tolerance is not acceptance. It's better to know the enemies that are amongst you, in my opinion, than not to know. And three, the one thing that we all must do as human beings, gay, straight, transgender, Christian, Bible thumping, black, white, Asians, is we must lead in love. We must be kind. We must be empathetic and compassionate towards one another. Point blank, period. All across the board, that's what we must all do. And that includes when we are speaking to and about each other, and that it includes when we are retorting and responding to one another. And that's just my opinion. That's just how I feel. That's just me. What do I know? Okay, honeybees, let me go and beat this face. Okay, get this body together. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all have a happy new year. I love each and every one of you with the love of the Lord, and ain't ish you can do about it. Mwah, 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 mwah.